It's a love poem. And I shouldn't explain poems before I start because it makes them awful. Right. Let's give her a name. Anyone have a name? Sally. Sally was doing a Rubik's Cube when I first worked up the nerve to converse with her. I've also noticed that a lot of the colours on this look the same under these lights. This is going to be great. When I first worked up the nerve to converse with her. It was at a Christmas party for the staff of the school where I earn my living. In the pub across the road, she was sitting far from the bar, working hard on her puzzle, uncomfortable in the company of those embittered by years of working in education and those embittered by years of working in central London. It's awful. She was about my age, a maths teacher, newly qualified, and she had one significant figure. First bad maths joke. One significant figure. With a slight opposite over adjacent, tan, acute. And when she spoke, she was sweet. 5 sugars with her tea, an odd number of sugar cubes, really, odd, even, with so many fish in the sea. I've never been one to go fishing. Wishing she could make the first romantic move, I'd help her with Rubik's clues until she invited me to drop her a line. Gave me her number and I gave her mine. To all her decimal places she knew pi, she'd have no trouble remembering 07715314159. There's a fine line between a fisherman and a fish. And we were similar in a way that made anything seem possible, totally exploding the axiomatic principle of explosion, eroding its reliance on contradiction to fiction. I'll admit an initial addiction to her cosine heart. She was number 1 from the very start, 24 plus 2 eyes, and made me a complex 24th birthday card with a mathematical formula on the front to start, into which when you plug the date would give my age, and it was just so romantic for that day, but with such temporal limits. By tomorrow, the date would change, like love that way, she explained. It's never enough to just love a person, because a person has to age. Plot a graph of their personality versus days. The idea is not to love one single point, but to love their curves, the way they change, and I loved her curves just fine. I was a secant line, touching her in at least 2 places at any given time. In the prime of our lives, like 5 or 1279, I'd find she'd talk, was the wisest speaker. Said, let's live in the moment like displacement times force times sine theta. I believed her. In bed I could never dream to beat her, because she'd come first, I'd just follow the leader. Simple harmonic motion pleased her, freed her, with a constant damping beneath her. Better than average between the sheets, I mean to say she wasn't a standard deviant either. Love came from the ether, a sinusoidal spark that reached the heights I have to teach the world, the love that one can find with a mathematics teacher or even any human alive. You'll derive that nobody can own these numbers. They're the closest thing to universal truth that this world has dealt us, and just like deltas, they can change us, make lovers of strangers, take us from cradle to grave and place new babes in mangers. Love, for me, is like the number E. It's irrational, eternal, transcendental, a fundamental constant I was taught the importance of by a mathematics teacher with a Rubik's Cube, and I've never since forgotten. Thank you very much.